Okay, so we are now doing a throughput testing on the SRX 5K. Okay, so we are using a breaking point for this test, and this is our SRX. Um, we just log in. Okay. So you can see basically we only have one SPC enabled. It's SRX5K SPC2, and that is the NGSPC. And then we have IOC card. That is a 10 port 10 gig IOC module. If we look at the logical diagram, it's something like this. Um, so we are using 8 ports on the SRX, connect to the 10 gig port on our Ixia tester. And we will divide this basic into 4 groups, okay? And so each group will be a web client, and then the other port will be the web server, okay? So there will be 4 groups of web client and web server, and this is how we define it. So the web client is sitting on the untrust. The web server is sitting on the trust side. Okay, so 10 to 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and then 70, 80. Okay, so and SRX would be the gateway, right? So the client will send the traffic to the SRX gateway on the untrust side, process it, go to the other IO port, which is the 20 gateway, and then go back to the server. Okay, and then there will be the return traffic. Okay, so and then these are the tests. Basically, we are using the HTTP client. Okay, so it's an application-based client to run these tests. So on this is on the SRX. So let's go to the tester. Here's the detail. Basically, if we look at the network neighborhood, we can see we are using 8 interface. So these are 10 gig interface. This is the Ixia breaking point module, right? And then these are how we define those interface, right? So it's a client and a server, client and server, client 3, server 3, client 4, and server 4. And then we just set the address that will be starting from 10, 10, 10, 2 to 10, 10, 10, 200. The server 2020 20.2 to 2020 20 dot. It should be actually 202 for 200 count. So similar for the other 3 groups. So total we have 4 groups of client and server address. Okay. So after we set it up, we will define the traffic pattern. Okay, so actually we can go here. So the traffic pattern is basically each of the IO port we are saying, okay, we are sending you 6 gig of the traffic, right? So you consider there are 4 client ports and 4 server ports. So on the 4 client port, each port is sending 6 gig of traffic. So this is a megabit per second, right? 6,000 is 6 gig. And so if you multiply by 4, that will be around 24 gig of the application traffic total, right? Processing by the SRX. And so these are the flows, and we don't need to care too much about it. And basically, at the end, we want to define the traffic pattern. So this is HTTP with a large packet, 1024K. So this is the application profile we use, right? So in fact, in here there is a a number of application profile um, in use, but we are actually, so this is the one we choose because we are trying to see how much the maximum throughput SRX can take. So we use a large HTTP profile. Okay, so basically this is the setup on the tester. So we can go back and now you can see the dashboard has the summary, right? So this is the flow and the traffic we are sending over, right? Okay, so on the SRX, let me just show the SRX. Okay, so on the SRX, okay, hold on 1 second, let me just move it a little. So you can see this is the configuration as SRX. So the key thing is again we are setting up 4 groups. So let's do this, right? So we have okay, so 4 of the groups, right? So right, so 10. Oh, so this is actually for the NAT setup. Okay, so for the policy, basically untrust to trust, and then these are the trust zone with these 4 ports, and then the trust and untrust zone, and then the IP address on these interfaces. Okay. Um, so for the throughput test, basically we can start it now. If we go to save and run. Okay. So maybe we just actually go to the summary first, right? So this is the summary first. So what we really care about is actually the bandwidth, right? So we are trying to say sending 24 gig of the traffic, and receiving should be matching the traffic we send out, right? So right now it looks okay, right? So the bandwidth you can see is roughly about 25 gig throughput, right? So there's no packet drop. Basically, this number match. Uh, so the kind, these are the the session information, and then the transaction information. Okay, so right now you can see there's no failure so far, right? And it takes about 3 minutes to run this test. We can take it longer if necessary, but basically we want to show under these circumstances we're able to handle this application traffic. So this close to 24, and we can look at how the SRX is doing, right? Perform as so security monitoring FPC 0, right? So that is the FPC card. You can see the CPU utilization is quite high right now. It's 9. So the first one is the CP, right? And then the rest SPU is processing. Right now it's about 90, close to over 90% of the session. So you can see this is basically maximize the CPU utilization on these cards, right? And so with one SPC card, basically we can see about 25 gig throughput with the application traffic going through, and then yeah, you can see the utilization is getting high right now, right? So it's ongoing, and we just keep running until the end. Okay. And let's also look at the interface information, right? Uh, so the key information is we are sending, so interface 1 is sending, right? Interface 2 is receiving. So this is the megabit per second. And this is the combination of all the different ports. And we can actually change it to the data, which is yeah. So this is the data port, okay, on this time series graph. So you can see this is pretty stable. So this is sending, this is receiving, this is sending, this is receiving. 4 and 5, okay, 3 and 4, and then 5 and 6. Okay, so we actually finished the test now, and we can also view the report. Okay, so I think basically this is how we gonna show the um, application testing on the SLX, and Breaking Point can also generate a report on the test throughput.